Woo. Yes. Gadget, good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's been a minute. You know, we were talking last time I saw you was 3 years ago when we did
we did the block
the
party.
block party.
Yeah.
Scratch Magazine TV block party.
Yeah.
You went first.
Yeah, I warmed up the stage. I tried to do my thing though,
Right.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me up here, man.
So what have you been doing in between then and now?
A lot of beats.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm focused on this project I do called Saharas Greenery. And yeah, man, just
what is that?
Projects, man. I it's basically instrumental hip hop that I do.
Okay.
It's got my own little twist on it, and I've been focused on establishing that name in my myself as a recording artist, as opposed to producing for other people, because that's what I used to do back in the day. But that's been going well, and just focusing on that. I put out a project earlier this year called Let's Go Out and Make Tomorrow Things. I put another one out called Left to Return, up on the Bandcamp and all that,
Okay.
Just grinding slowly, building up the fan base, and it's been going well, selling some beats,
People sleep on Bandcamp.
Yeah, they do, man.
People
Well,
sleep
I
on
mean,
Bandcamp.
and they sleep on it in different ways, you know what I mean?
How?
Well, I mean, it's not going to make you a ton of money, but it establishes it like a good solid. It's a good place
Fan
to
base.
establish your work.
Because
You know what I mean?
the people that buy from Bandcamp are really your fans because they're buying your music.
Yeah, and they'll see those same people reach out to you in other platforms. They'll follow you on IG. They'll keep up with you on Twitter.
Right.
And they tell their friends. You know what I mean? And it's dope, man. I feel like the reach of it goes beyond just the sales, and plus you can just do some cool stuff with it,
Right.
like
Merch.
the merch, the subscriptions. You know what I'm saying?
Subscriptions.
Oh yeah. You can do a subscription service like where people pay like a monthly fee and get access to like your whole catalog.
Really?
Yes, you need to look into that, man. It's dope.
Wow.
Yeah. And you can do it. You can set up in different ways, different pricing tiers, monthly, annually. Yeah, Bandcamp.
I didn't know that.
You can curse on here, right?
Yeah.
Bandcamp is the shit, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, go do your Googles on the Bandcamp subscription. It's dope.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you put out a tweet
Yeah, man.
last week
Yeah.
saying, I'm paraphrasing, you made more money selling beats than when Spotify paid out.
Well, basically what I said was because if that was during the those couple of days when people were posting up all their Spotify stats and all that, the year in rap. But my music is not on. I haven't posted my music to Spotify yet. I'm still trying to figure that out, if I'm gonna do it or not. But when I see it, I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, that's cool, but I had like nothing to show for it because I wasn't on Spotify. But I felt like, well, I did 1 million streams worth of work though,
Right.
and it, if you think about it, 1 million Spotify streams is not a ton of money if you know,
Right.
if you've done the research.
1,000 streams is one sale.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, and so everybody's posting up their stats. Did 1 million streams, 500,000 streams. It's cool, and it's not even a knock on that. It was more just kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing about how,
Right.
Spotify sales aren't really, at least monetarily, they're not actually a big deal. Like it's, you can do the math. It's not a ton of money I'm talking about. But then it brought up the idea of selling beats. It's like, look, there's another way you can make money in this business. You can sell beats. There's, other than the streams, because the people are kind of focused on the playlist placement thing, and
Right.
that's like the the main focus nowadays.
The great thing about Spotify, and I think Bandcamp does this too, the stats.
Yeah.
Spotify has amazing stats. Like they can tell you what state you have the largest streams in.
Yep.
And that helps with touring.
Yeah.
Like if I'm an artist, I'm going to go to Spotify stats to see where my music is streaming the most and where I can get a promoter to book me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Spotify's dope, man.
And I'm thinking Spotify is the go-to for that. Like, I don't hear many people talking about going to Bandcamp stats.
Yeah. I think and if it were up to me in a perfect world, I would probably have already posted most of my music to Spotify. But I think for me, I don't look. Spotify has some problems with the way it handles its artists and the way it pays out money.
Right.
And I'm not a fan of playlist culture. Just the whole, like, it's gotten a little.
It's digital payola.
Yeah, it's a little much, and like, it's a passive listening experience. Like, you really can't build a core audience on Spotify. Now, what you could do is drive up your numbers through being on a playlist. But most of those people who listen to playlists, most of them, not all, but most people who listen to playlists listen to it passively. They listen to it in the background.
Right.
It's not it's just on. Not like a lot of times, like in the B scene, you got kids on these playlists who do like 1 million, 2 million, whatever streams, millions of streams, and they can't sell 4 tapes on Bandcamp. Like, it's not translating
right
outside of just that. No, but it's cool. I mean, because you can get paycheck off of the playlist, so that's what's up. I mean, it's one avenue of doing it, but I kind of think it's led to a little bit of a weird situation in the industry with in terms of like how it really does it really benefit the artist in the long run? It benefits Spotify a lot. Like,
right.
Yeah, there's a lot of money going in Spotify right now.
So my thinking is, as an artist, I want my music everywhere.
Yeah.
I want it on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
I want it on Spotify.
Yeah.
I want it on YouTube. I want the YouTube money. I want the Spotify money. Like, it may be pennies, but I want all the streams.
I agree with you on that, and I actually already, like, I did the DistroKid thing, and I already paid for it. I just haven't posted the music, so
Okay.
I've had like intentions to do it, but I don't always agree though that it doesn't conflict sometimes. Like, I like my Bandcamp sales, even though there's not a lot of them. I always do a pay what you want. Like, that's just how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a paranoid thing about sampling. Like, if anybody ever comes back to me like,
Right.
yo, I didn't charge nothing for it. You know what I'm saying? But I always do a pay what you want. But I kind of learned that strategy works better than setting a price, just FYI. Because people will drop what they feel it's worth. And people pay like $20, $30 for my my projects on Bandcamp. It might be like 15 people, but like, yo, I've been mad surprised by that. Like, people will drop money if they have it on music that they like.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like those sales, and I know my own habits. If I can find it on Spotify, I'm just gonna stream it on Spotify.
Right.
But there's been dudes who drop stuff only on Bandcamp. I actually like, man, I really want that record, so I'm gonna buy it. So it's really just kind of looking at my own habits and been like, yo, I don't want to price myself. So I'm trying to figure out the proper way to do it. Like, to me, Spotify is a new radio. It's like the new way you can promote in mass. That's where the people are. Mm-hmm. It's a free experience, essentially a free experience for them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about putting like your whole catalog or giving complete access, because then you're kind of ripping yourself off.
Right.
Yeah.
So Rock Marciano.
Yeah.
He sells digital downloads for $30.
Yep. And I haven't heard it.
He's not putting his music on. He has some of his past
albums. Have you heard it? Have you heard the
album?
album?
Yeah, I have.
So you bought it?
There's a YouTube stream.
Okay, word up.
I have to listen to albums before. Like, this isn't the 90s no more.
Yeah, but to me, like, all right.
I know he's gonna give me a good album.
Yeah, no, I would have went out my way to find it too if I even knew that existed. I would, but let me just say this: back in the early digital days, like mid 2000s, I used to do a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I used to do a lot of downloading. You know, what I mean?
Share, LimeWire.
Yeah, the whole Soul
Pirate Bay.
Seek. Shout out Soul Seek. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But once the platforms really started to put out, have music available that I was interested in, like, for the most part, even though I know not everything is on, Spotify, Bandcamp, et cetera, but for the most part, what I'm looking for, I could find. Mm-hmm. So I really kind of stopped hunting, for music in that way. You know what I'm saying? But if I had known it was a YouTube stream, I probably would have checked it out. But the only reason why, and I don't know anybody who has really heard it yet, because people are like, yeah, I haven't heard it because it's like, $30.
So the digital download is $30. I don't mind that. Get your money.
Yeah.
But I'm going to drop $30 on the vinyl.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do $30 for a digital download.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think I agree.
I'd rather have something physical if I'm going to pay $30.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Rock Marciano.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd rather have the vinyl as a collector's item.
Yeah.
Because the artwork. Have you seen the artwork?
Nah.
It's tight.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's dope, man.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I saw somebody online I know bought it, and they just been singing praise to it. So I'm sure it's dope.
It's good.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Yeah.
Shout out Rock Marciano. Yeah, man.
So, talk about your method of selling beats. Like, do you do beat stars or do you just?
Yeah, man. See, that's what I was
do
saying.
beat stars?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
don't do any of that.
Okay.
My way I do it is completely unearthed. Look, I'm gonna just tell you. I think people probably can learn more from my mistakes as a beat maker over the years than for anything.
Okay.
But like, I don't do it that way. Like I told you, I focus more on being a recording artist. Like I'm an artist first, producer second. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I think for the lane that I'm in, a lot of, and I don't have a big fan base, but it's growing. But I would say the small fan base I have, a lot of those people are also artists, and they. We support each other, and a lot of times people will hit me up, and little MCs, young dudes, what I'm saying, just getting started in the game, and I handle them, I think, differently than most people do, and I definitely handle them differently than I would have back in the day, for sure, because back in the day I was really trying to get placements, you know what I mean? I was trying to, get beats to the MCs that I wanted my beats to be, heard with, and
you wanted that Nas placement.
Yeah, not even that. I mean, I wanted Elzine. You know what I mean? I wanted to go and get dudes that I was feeling, and make some bread. Like I didn't, cats hitting you up and you haven't heard of them. You just kind of brush it off. Like what I mean? Like back in the day, it was kind of for me. It was like I was real focused on, being a working producer. You know what I mean? But I found that now, I'm a lot older too. So, I kind of let go of some of the, seriousness about all that kind of stuff. And, yeah, man, I will consider any offer, you know what I mean? Even from people that you might not, normally mess with, whatever.
Trap dude.
I don't get people like that hit me up though, so I can't really tell you how I would respond in that situation. Truthfully, I would say if they really wanted some beats from me, as long as they, meet the test and professional, if it's dope, let's do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that would work. But
so when you sell a beat, do you want to hear the final product? Of course you do, but
yeah,
I do. Do you sign off on the?
I appreciate when people let me sign off on it. Yeah, I mean I haven't had it happen all the time.
Okay.
But most of the time they will let me hear it. And I don't usually put up any objections to what I hear. Usually, yeah, for sure.
It's not like, what the hell did you do to my beat?
I mean, I'm sure that's what I'm saying. I think one thing a lot of beat makers don't do well, and again, this is a business thing.
They fall in love with their beats.
Yeah, and not only that, but they treat their client like it's like, I mean, like I go out of my way to make them feel taken care of. Like when I hire somebody to like fix my roof, right? You want to just like, you spend good money. They took care of my stuff. The leak is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't got to worry about it. I want them to feel that way. Like I think, and again, that's not how I would have responded like 15 years ago.
Right.
But now I kind of look at it like people treat these people so terribly. It's like, yo, it's an opportunity. You leaving money at the table. So I try to make sure they feel comfortable. I don't give out B-list, C-list beats to anybody. Like if you paid the money, that's what I've said. Like when I was in the tweet, like, yo, I don't do $25 beats though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So don't expect that. But if you're gonna pay the dollar, I look people dead in the eye and tell them what it is. If you're gonna pay the money, I'm gonna lace you. You know what I'm saying? And I look at it this way. You know how everybody always brings up the Group Home album?
Yes.
Yeah. Yo, I will group home anybody.
Classic.
I will group home anybody. And he provided the blueprint for that. You know what I'm saying? That whole vibe of like, being too cool to produce for a young dude who's up and coming, and just like I try to hear them out and like hear what they're really trying to come with. And you know, a lot of times people these days are coming at me a lot more professional than they did back in the day. And you know, I make people pay half up front. I don't send anything until I get my half up front. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious about certain rules, and as long as they follow through, then we good. You know what I'm saying?
Do you send a 2-track or do you send then send the stems?
It depends, man. Everything to me is situational. Like I need to gauge my schedule. You know, like what exactly they're asking me to do. Try to tailor it to the situation. For example, earlier this year I was really busy, really tied up. And I did send just like stems out with, you know, that's it, just the stem, drum bus, sample, you know, a couple extra things. But sometimes I like to send all the individual drums, you know what I'm saying? But I'll send them that because I feel like they should be able to mix it on their own, because I usually tell them I ain't mixing nothing either.
Okay.
Yeah. I ain't, yeah.
My mixing days are over.
Well, it's time. I mean, if I quoted them the real price for that, then they would just say no, you know.
Right.
So I give them a price that's good, but you're not gonna have me mixing for 2 weeks when I need to work on my own stuff. And again, that's because I'm an artist first, producer second. I'm focused on my own stuff. So I price it almost as if I ain't trying to get to work, like. You know what I mean? Like this is what it's going to take to get me to stop what I'm doing. If I'm working on an album, if I'm, you know, focus on other things, this is what's going to take to stop me from that. And I'll go work on your stuff.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So the majority of your clients have been people who have purchased your music.
I've not always purchased it, but just people who've been, you know, fans, people who keep up with what I'm doing, you know. And again, I found that, especially Instagram, you know, really exclusively on Instagram, people, that's a real good marketing tool. Like back in the day, we didn't have, I mean, MySpace was cool, but I don't think I really understood how to fully utilize it at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody did.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like this is very new to me, even though MySpace was around. Just the idea that you can, you know, there's a lane for a producer as an artist. Like people buy instrumental records and people tour off of just beats now. That wasn't always a thing. Like, I mean, you know from back in the day.
Yeah.
It wasn't always a thing. So you spend the time back in the day trying to get beat CDs to MCs at the after shows, and I mean, you know what it used to be.
I know the grind.
Yeah, that whole thing was difficult to market yourself because you couldn't just put an album out. You're a producer. What do you mean put an album out? A beat CD wasn't a album. Now these dudes, I'm on beat tape, on Bandcamp. No, back in the day, a beat tape was to get to an MC so they can write to it. You know what I mean? I literally used to drop my email in the beginning of the beat CD, like, hit me up for these beats. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
You know what I mean? Like, and so now you have an ultimate tool. You have an outlet as an artist. There's people buying your records. You can put, you know, content up on the gram, and then what I started to notice was, you know, people would start asking me to do production without even me doing all what I had to used to do. You know what I'm saying? So
have you leveraged doing Instagram or Facebook ads?
No, I haven't. And I don't think I will. I don't think I will do that.
Dog.
Does it work?
It worked.
That's what's up.
Listen, I paid just did an experiment because I wanted to try it.
Yeah.
I paid $30 for an ad to display on Facebook for 5 or 7 days.
Okay, yeah.
I got 100,000 views.
Whoa, yeah. You get the views.
Because
what was it? It was the engagement.
Yeah.
Did it follow through more than the views? Like, did you get the desired outcome?
Yeah, actually, I did. The engagement was over 70%.
Dope.
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Damn,
and
I'd be glossing over ads, man.
And I would have never got that. I would have never got that look for that video that I shot without the Facebook ads.
That's dope. I mean, I have to ask you how much does that cost? It's expensive?
It's $30.
$30?
It was $30.
Wow.
For like 5 or 7 days.
For $30, that no wonder why the election's fucked up.
And And here's the best part about Facebook ads. You can micro target people. Like in the description, you can put Dilla.
Yeah,
you can put P Rock. You can put SP1200. So you know everybody that's going to see that ad is interested in those things.
Jeez,
and
man.
you know Facebook ear hustles.
Yeah.
So they're
yeah, they listening. Yeah, they know you.
They scan through every post.
Oh yeah, they know you.
Dilla, P Rock, SP1200.
They know what you ate for breakfast this morning, son.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those people are going to see your ad.
Yeah.
So it's more likely that those people will click your ad.
That's dope, man. Yo,
yeah, I think more people need to leverage Facebook.
Yeah,
as far as engagement for your beats.
Yeah.
Like, are you using Selfie or PayPal? Like, a lot
PayPal.
Of these digital.
Yeah, I'm over just email and PayPal, man.
Okay, you old school.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Did they get a snippet of the beat before?
That's okay. I try to do it where, again, I think it's because of the context. You have to understand. Like, people are coming to me. They already know what my sound is.
Right.
I usually tell them when I am pitching to them that I always am going to give you fire. It doesn't matter when you hit me up. If it might take me a little while, but you're going to get heat. So you got to pay me half up front.
Right.
And, people will bluff at it. Like, like they'll be like, I've definitely had people be like, whatever. Like, I ain't doing that. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I have to go back to working on my projects. You know what I'm saying? But then the people who followed through I think everyone has told me that they've been satisfied with, what I gave them. You know what I'm saying? Now, in some cases, actually, I do allow people, like somebody actually bought some beats for that were actually on one of my albums, like to do vocal versions. You know what I mean? So that was a little bit of a different kind of thing.
They bought a beat that was on your album?
Yeah, they bought a few of them.
Really?
Yeah. Talk about getting the value out of the album. Like a certain amount of album sales, then I sold 3 or 4 of the beats that were on it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the album has like 25 beats on it, so it's, it wasn't like...
It has vocals on it?
No. My album is all instrumental.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
It's all instrumentals. Okay. Yeah. No, so it's a it's like a instrumental hip hop kind of joint. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he bought like 3 or 4 of them. You know what I mean? And in the agreement, when I was talking with him about it, I had to, like, look, man, the instrumental is still mine. You know what I mean? Because somebody re-release this album or, whatever. But the vocal version, you get an exclusive license. I don't do leases, none of that. Yeah, I don't know who came up with that concept, but I don't do that.
Look, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how much money Havoc made from leasing beats.
But isn't like buying a beat just an exclusive lease? Isn't that the same thing?
I don't know. I saw a beat that Havoc had on BeatStars.
Yeah.
It was a $30 lease. He sold 100,000.
Yeah, I mean,
of those.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, I can. Shit. Well, yeah,
Do the math.
Yeah, I'm not Havoc. If I was Havoc, I wouldn't have this problem. I wouldn't be selling beats out of my Instagram.
Yo, 100,000.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
Just so you can have a beat, say, produced by Havoc.
Yo, why is not all the legends doing that? Man, think about it. That's volume right there, dog.
They think it's corny.
Nah, man. See, okay, let me just tell you something.
Look, the dudes that were doing it before us, they think BeatStars and those type of websites are corny.
Okay, sure. I mean, everybody got their own opinion, man. I mean, I don't care. I just don't care. Like, however look, you know what it is? Okay, let me just tell you something. I have a thing about, like, the history of the black musicianship in the United States. I think about, like, the working jazz artists that had to go through, like, the chitlin circuit in order to, like, put basic bread on the table. Like, all the things that they had to endure. Like, I think about, like, I kind of lost that whole, like, I'm too cool to take work thing. I kind of definitely view it as, even though I'm focused on my own projects and stuff, if I am gonna, like, if someone's gonna take the time to basically propose a business opportunity to me, I'm gonna hear it out, and I'm gonna, if I want to do it, I'm gonna follow through on it. Like the whole thing about just like, yo, I'm not gonna do that. That's corny. Yo, man, there's gonna be a point when nobody wants any of your beats. Period.
Exactly.
You're gonna be thinking about all the opportunities you done turned down, like a dumbass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's not guaranteed, and you shouldn't be on a high horse no matter how dope you are. You need to look at. I mean, if I was, making, a certain amount off of the music, me a little bit more exclusive. But for me, I'm not at that point, and I kind of just don't really. I consider all the opportunities, and some things if I really don't want to do it, I price it accordingly.
Right.
Yeah.
And when we were, in our 20s and early 30s, when we didn't have families, you didn't think about,
yeah,
that stuff. You were a purist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But
now that you got a mortgage and you I got all this equipment, the music got to pay for this equipment.
Yeah. I just don't. Yeah, and I think for me, as long as I can still do me, I definitely, if you hit me up and go, can I get some whatever kind of beats, trap beats or something. I'm not. You can hit so and so up for that. That's not
right.
That's not what I do. But as long as it's like in my lane and it's an opportunity that is executable. I mean, there's definitely things that are not, that I turn down just because I don't have the capacity to do it. Whether it's time or, one dude wanted the mixing, or else he wouldn't do it. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not spending 3 weeks on your project, because that's 3 weeks of my time costs more than you're gonna be able to pay. So I'll just tell you right now, unless you want to fork over like 15, 20K, you're not gonna get that much time from me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really want to do it anyway. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? So so it's easy for me to turn those kind of gigs down. So, but as long as it's manageable, yeah, man, I'll consider it for sure. I mean, why would you turn down opportunities? Who does that? A lot of people do.
A lot of people.
Dumb, more work for me. I got those beats. Come get them.
Okay. What are you promoting right now?
My latest release is called Left to Return. It's an EP. It's Song Bandcamp. Just check it out. It's dope music.
Okay.
Beats.
Well, what else are you into, man? I feel like
I'm only into music. Nah.
Like you look like a sci-fi guy.
Nah.
Really?
Nah, man. How do I look like a sci-fi guy?
Why did I think you were into sci-fi?
Probably because I don't leave the house. I don't leave the
name
house.
Apex.
I'm reclusive. I make beats. I'm into weed a lot.
Really?
Yeah, that and basketball.
You gonna open up a dispensary too?
Nah. Nah. If I did, it would have to be somehow combined with beats. That would be dope.
Of course.
Yeah, that would be dope. Like a weed beat dispensary, like combined. Yeah. I don't know how exactly that would work. But
dude, you just gave somebody $1 million idea.
Yes, I did.
Weed beats.
Copyright that one.
Yeah.
Copyright that.
You have a whole bunch of sleepy ass rappers in your store.
Nah, man. I'm a father. I rate. Raising my kids, what I'm saying? Spend a lot of time on that, obviously. I got a 10-month-old, bro. So,
dude, you have no time.
And a 7-year-old.
I'm surprised you're even here tonight.
Man, you're professional. Once you got the second one, that's when you're pro. I don't know. If anybody out there got like 3-4 kids, they know what's up. You can handle anything at that point.
After the first one?
Yeah.
You're a veteran?
Yeah, just anything. No matter. I don't sleep. Just get it done. Beats. Yeah, I produced more beats this year than any year in my life.
Really?
Yeah, with an infant.
What are you producing on?
Ableton is my main tool, but I kind of supplement with a whole bunch of other stuff, little stuff.
Ableton is dope.
Yeah, it is.
I signed up for a online course for Ableton.
Yeah,
because I saw what it could do. Yeah,
that thing can do things that no other. You know how they say all the DAWs are the same and all that is. That's not true. I mean, they're all, you can get anything done in anything, but I'm pretty sure you can't do like some of the things you can do in Ableton and others, like scripting. I mean, it does all types of stuff. It does light control. You can
scripting.
You can write like computer codes into Ableton to get it to automate certain things.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. You can have Ableton control like robots. I'm dead serious. I'm not playing. You can look this up. Ableton has like you can put Arduino code in there, and it can remotely control robots through your DAW. It's some wild stuff. Like you can do visuals in Ableton. A lot of people.
I knew that.
Yeah, a lot of people, aren't up on it, but you could do a lot with Ableton. Yeah.
Damn, it's gonna be a lot of courses I gotta take.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff is not.
I'm not gonna use.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm never gonna use the robot.
And I use Ableton like mad basic. Like I don't get like. I mean, as much as I know about it, I don't actually use the vast majority. Like I use it mad basic. Yeah, and I run my stuff through like little hardware, SP303, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So shout out your Bandcamp page.
saharasgreenery.bandcamp.com, soundcloud.com/Saharas Greenery. It's like the desert.
You still use the SoundCloud?
Yeah, I use the SoundCloud, man. The SoundCloud is dope, man. I mean,
I can't get into it. I don't like the player.
Oh yeah, no,
I hate the SoundCloud player.
Yeah, what, on the app or on the computer?
Both.
Yeah,
that little cloud thing with the line, like I don't like that shit.
I mean, there's
no on the computer. It's not the cloud. It's not the little.
Yeah,
it's a regular play button.
Yeah,
but on the app, it's trash.
Yeah, I agree. Spotify got the best app.
Yes,
their shit is clean. Yeah.
And I just realized maybe a couple months ago that Spotify has. They added credits. You can actually see who produced the record.
Yeah, you can. It's kind of hard to get to though. I mean, it's like it's like it's a
you just
got
to click the 3 dots and then
that's true. Just depends on what you're doing. I'll be driving and shit. I'll be like, damn man, why couldn't they just, you know what I mean?
So you have Spotify?
Oh no, I'm yeah, I do. Yeah. I do. I'm not gonna lie. Like, but it doesn't mean I can separate myself from a personal standpoint to. As an artist, is it worth it for me to really? I'm dead serious. I'm worried that if I put my music on Spotify, that my Bandcamp engagement will go down, and I like my Bandcamp engagement.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, and I'm actually being serious. And like the way and you're not really getting much in return when you think about it, because really, if you're not getting playlisted on Spotify, it's cool. One thing I will say is a lot of people in real life, like family, friends, when they're like trying to find my music, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, they get lost. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, in real life, what I'm saying, like a lot of people, I think it's good to have as an access tool, for people to
discover
be able to, to be able to like access it. But, I think you really need to have an avenue to get playlisted for Spotify to really be helpful. And right now, I don't really have that avenue, and that's one of the reasons why, there's a little bit of controversy over the whole Spotify playlist process and the payola.
Right?
Was that?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think some labels pay for their artists to be on playlists.
Yeah, and this is and I don't know if you remember maybe 3-4 months ago, I don't know when it was, but Ninth Wonder had this tweet that kind of blew up, and he was sort of criticizing, I don't know if he used these exact words, but it was sort of like the gentrification of the beat scene kind of thing. And one thing, the reason why I bring that up with Spotify is, the people who are curating those playlists are not the most, culturally relevant to the music that they're curating.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of times they got that job, they're connected to somebody, graduate college, and, next thing you know, you're a 23-year-old from Nebraska curating the J Dilla playlist. You know what I'm saying? And I think and that's cool, but it does have some issues when it becomes the singular platform that everybody, gravitates to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, there's a lot of people who aren't getting, who should be getting put on playlists. A lot of the, the OGs that kind of created this music aren't getting as many, placements as some other people. Not all, but some, So there's just a lot of issues. So I can, like, as an artist, I really honestly don't. I really, I think about these type of things. As a consumer, though, I love Spotify, and I don't see a contradiction. I mean, well, it is contradictory, but I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is that it's a good tool. I like it, but that doesn't mean I have to engage in it as an artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Who was your top artist on Spotify this year?
DJ Harrison.
You are the second person to. I've never heard this guy.
Yo, go listen to DJ Harrison. You know who? You know why
Slim
he is?
Cat,
Okay.
Slim Cat just put me on DJ Harrison tonight.
Oh, shout out to Zach, man. Peace.
Like literally, yeah. I just talked to him 30 minutes ago. He said you gotta listen to DJ Harrison. I was like, I never heard this guy.
Yeah, he's a beat maker, I believe, from Richmond, Virginia, and he's really, really dope. He's a multi-instrumentalist player, but he also rocks the beat machines and such, and kind of has a blend of the two. Okay. Yeah, no, you just got to check it out. You know the reason why he is, though? Because I took a lot of road trips this year, and, I have different members of my family in the car, or just, there's a lot of people who were in the road trips with me who, they were fans of the old Soulquarian era, but they haven't really kept up with music since, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so I have these couple road trips where I ended up playing his music on repeat because he's the artist I go to when I go, well, there's people now doing a style that's sort of a ancestor or a descendant of that. And check this out. And so I had him on repeat on these long road trips. That's the reason why he ended up as number one.
I'm about to follow him on Spotify right now.
Yeah, go on Spotify and just shuffle play his catalog. You'll be like, oh, dag, this dude is it's serious. He's serious with it. He's I believe he's in. This is gonna be kind of a wild plot twist, but I believe he's now in.
He's in a band, right?
Yeah, he's in Jack White's band or something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in Jack White's band now, but he for a long time was he's still producing,
Oh, he got a lot of joints.
Oh yeah, no, he has. The catalog is deep. Yeah.
Oh, he got seven albums.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The SoundCloud has much more too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting this on, man.
Yeah, man. DJ Harrison.
Yeah.
Also, I think I've been listening to a lot of Madlib. He was this. People who know my music. If you really listen to enough of my music, you'll hear the Madlib influence for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
What were you playing at the block party? What did you have?
I think I just had
laptop?
Yeah, I just had Ableton.
Okay.
Yeah. I do my live sets now, pretty much with Ableton, and I was kind of shy about doing that at first, but whenever I do a live show, I got used to it because you can kind of set it up in a very particular way, like a lot of customized. It's very customizable to use in a live setting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a dope machine.
Hey, man. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Man, thanks for having me,
Appreciate
bro.
it.
Yeah, man.
This is My Office Hours Are podcast, and I had the pleasure of interviewing Apex tonight. And
yes. Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me up on here, brother.
Anytime, bro. Anytime you want to come up and talk music.
Yeah, man.
Let me know.
Man, I would come over here and make some beats with you.
Yeah,
man.
You see all this vinyl right here, bro?
It's dope, man.
Yo,
what are you using nowadays? Sorry, I know the podcast is over. But
the Ren.
Oh, word. Okay.
I have the Ren in the studio. I'm selling both.
Yeah.
Because I want the live. I don't need 3 beat machines.
Yeah.
I'm not that nostalgic.
Yeah.
But I went record shopping Saturday. I didn't take a record player with me. I went off instinct and album cover.
Yeah.
I came back here, and Iron came through. He was like, 10 of those records have drum breaks on them, right?
Yeah.
I said, what?
Struck gold.
Dude, I had no idea ABBA had a drum break.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a classic.
I'm not the drum break dude.
Gotcha, yeah.
I'm not.
My knowledge got holes, but I do know I got a pretty big vinyl collection. Yeah. Yeah. But my knowledge isn't thorough. I know this dude is around who are Damu, he knows his record. Hey, I'm not like that. You know what's really funny? If you can find it, there's video on the internet of the first Beat Grinder beat battle, which is basically the first event I ever did in DC. And I'm up there playing my beats, And if you watch the video, you'll see Damu whispering in my ear. And what he was whispering was every sample that I was using in the beat. Like, I'm all trying to focus on the battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all trying to, like, you know, I don't even know anybody in the building. I'm trying to win this battle. I ended up going to the finals, and I lost to Unknown. Shout out to Rich. Yeah. Yeah, go on the YouTubes and find it. It's hard to find because it's not named. I don't think it's named Beat Grind. I don't know what the name of the video is, but there's a video of it, and yeah, and you see him. He's like whispering, "Yo, use these drums." You know, he used this sample. I'm like, damn, like you see him whisper, and then I'm thinking about it, and then I'll just nod in the video. Like I remember that moment.
Wow.
And there's actually video of it. Like,
so
yeah.
See, that's why when I go to the record store, I don't get a record P-Rock used or Premier used.
Yeah.
When I go to the store and buy records, I'm getting artists I've never heard of before in my life.
I'm kind of like that. I do a lot of internet stuff now, just to be real.
Right.
But when I was really digging like that,
I run a website called edigging.com.
Oh, yeah, I think I heard.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me about this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody was telling me about that. But yeah, like when I used to go to the record store, though, honestly, I follow like almost like encyclopedic about it, like where you might learn about, I don't know, Weather Report, and you see, the artists that, are playing on Weather Report records. Then you might notice that, oh, boom, so-and-so who was playing bass all over those records got their own solo records over here. I try to connect dots like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I don't even do record stores anymore. I like going to
me neither.
I like going to Goodwill because Goodwill, you have a smorgasbord of white artists that you've never heard before. Like when you go to the record store, everything's going to be gospel, R&B, rock.
Yeah.
You get everything.
That's true, man.
You get everything, and like I like that. Like I like having. It's almost like less choices.
Yeah. It's like rhythm roulette or something.
Yeah.
I
like what is this? I forgot. Ted. What? I ain't gonna say the name out. This record right here.
Oh yeah, yo.
You heard this?
Well, I know the name. He produce for the Monkees or the Beatles, not the or the Beach Boys or something. He produced in that whole lane of like early late 60s, early 70s. What record is this? 72. Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, I already know this is fire because this dude is a producer. I don't think I ever seen his solo stuff though. He
got that's
dope, man.
It's 5 joints on here that Rock Marciano would rap on.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. What do you think about the whole no drums movement?
I dig it.
You like it?
I dig it.
Yeah.
So, and here's the thing. Here's why. I was doing no drums in '94, but nobody was feeling me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was on that wave.
Who was the first one? I've been thinking about this. So who's really the father of that style? Is it RZA?
RZA.
Is it RZA?
RZA on Supreme Clientele, the first song. There's hardly any. You can hardly hear the drums in
it goes back further than
Nutmeg.
That, yeah, it goes back further. Than
probably.
That. Yeah. I mean,
but it got popular after that.
On Cuban Links, check the banging styles that I invent. That joint. That joint is no drums. The Nas joint, I don't know how to mess up Nas' lyrics. The glitter and glow. You know what I'm talking about. It's like on Cuban Links. Both of those joints don't got drums. Those are the ones I remember. It's like the first no drum joints.
Right, but I don't think the wave caught on until
the way, of course, yeah, and I agree with that. I was just trying to think of like where it showed up like years ago.
But honestly, a lot of people need to thank The Alchemist and Prodigy for that Albert Einstein for that dark shit.
Yeah.
Like they really that the Alchemist and Prodigy albums really had a lot of dark shit.
I might have to do some no drum joints. I've been, every one of my albums has like songs without drums, but they're not like specifically that sort of moody loop vibe.
Right.
But yo, my crates run deep. I bet you if I focused on that, I'll come up with, yo. I should do that, man. I should do it all no drums joint.
Your next project.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, man. Well, it might not happen, but I'll think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Did you hear the Pete Rock Smoke Dizzle record?
Oh yeah. Pete Rock is so good.
God.
Oh my god.
He's dope with drums and without drums.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jesus Christ.
But is the no drums thing? So that's gonna? You think it's gonna last?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Dude, Q-Tip is doing beats with no drums.
Man, that's a thing, isn't it?
And Q-Tip used to have the best drums.
Let me ask you this question. Why is it though? I had this theory about it, but I want to hear it. Why did the producers start to just gravitate to that?
To no drums?
Yeah. Is that just a style thing?
Yeah, I think it's a style
purely.
thing. Yeah.
You think these people can? Not all of them. I mean, of course, like the Q-Tip, we know he can do drums. But do you think some cats just can't do drums? So
no, I don't think that. And I think that some of the samples used, like the loop points, it's kind of hard to put 4/4 drum pattern.
I do love the idea that like these samples that used to be buried under the drums, like you can really bring out the vibes of them now, especially when you compress them a certain way or whatever. You just really bring them out.
There's also software to eliminate drums.
Oh yeah, that's the phase inversion stuff. Yeah, that's crazy stuff, man.
I've used it.
What is it? What is it?
It's called damn, I forgot.
It's like a plugin or something.
No.
Oh, it's just like separate software.
Yeah.
It just removes the drums.
Mm-hmm. And vocals.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta do some EQing after you're done, but
yeah. Tag, really?
Yeah.
So you can just take anything now, and just make it.
Yeah.
Tag. Maybe I need to start doing that. putting me up on game, man. Yeah, I knew that back in the day there was I don't know if you remember that piece of software called Adobe Audition.
Yes.
Yeah, they used to have like or when it was Cool Edit Pro.
Peter Guisnard.
Okay, all right, you know. They used to have this thing where you could remove the mid channel and it would remove the vocals. You can basically take any set. Yeah, there was like a mid channel remover on Cool Edit Pro. A lot of people. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on the original one and not the new Adobe Audition. They took it out when Adobe.
I think Apollo Brown still might have that version.
Shoot, that's why samples so clean. So he's taking the vocals out.
He's dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me, man. I know we tried to end this before.
I
started talking
about this dude right here.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, peace party people. Check me out, Saharas Greenery.
And you can check me out on Twitter and Digital Hustler. I'm Digital Hustler on all streaming platforms, all social media platforms.
Yeah, same thing with myself. Saharas Greenery, like the desert. Just look it up. Peace.